What's up, everybody? Glad to have everybody back. Today on the Poke Parent Podcast, we've got Jackalope Plays, more so Biggie U from Jackalope Plays. How's it going today, man?
It's going well. How about you?
I can't complain. It's weird. We had so many months of not being able to do anything because of track, jujitsu, and everything.
Mm.
And it's a Saturday, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself. I woke up. I went to a farmer's market with my brother. Then we went to actually took him to a new card shop that my buddy told me about 20 minutes from us. Then went to Costco, and they didn't have any Pokemon stuff there this time. But yeah, it's weird. I have so much I feel like Ricky Bobby. I don't know. So much free time.
This is my first free weekend in a while because we had baseball. So he doesn't do jiu-jitsu. He does baseball. And then it went up until card party, and then we were in Florida for a week.
Yeah.
And then back. So this is the first weekend I have free, and I got nothing to do.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. It's being able to catch up on projects.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, Javi, thanks for coming in, man.
Hey, Javi. Congrats. Javi, congrats on 1,000.
Yes, congrats on 1K. I forgot about that. I was in and out of the stream. So kind of back to what we were talking about. It was a Friday night. I don't have Ryder. Like I always, like I was talking to you beforehand, I always struggle with nights I have him. I got home from, I had an open mat at jiu-jitsu. And got BJ, how's it going, man? Got home from jiu-jitsu, and I sitting there talking to my girlfriend. I was like, hey, you want to go out to dinner? Like, let's just you and me go out. And so we have a lake about 10, 15 minutes down the road, and just went out and had some really good food. There was a live band going, and it's like, man, coaching. How much longer do I want to coach? This is kind of nice.
Yeah. Whereabouts in the country are you?
So I'm in Ohio.
Ohio. Okay.
Right in Central Ohio.
Got it. So I'm in Northern California, and the evenings are nice. During the day, it's getting hot.
Yeah.
But
what is the temperature out there right now?
Oh, it's probably in the 90s.
Okay, so not much different here, except for it's really humid. We're like mid 80s and super humid right now.
Oh, it's nice. 88.
So when we got back from card party, it was actually hotter here than Florida.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like it was ridiculous that week.
No, I don't handle that.
Today I indulged in your favorite drink, man. So just letting you know, they had it on tap.
Yeah.
But yeah, so excited to have you on. Getting the chance, we finally got to meet in person at card party, which was an amazing time. Kind of let's dive in. I know I kind of goofed up earlier in the week. We were gonna try to do this earlier, and I was gonna put together an itinerary, but I have some questions in the back of my mind I want to ask you, but just gonna kind of flow with things and how they go. So
let's go.
So how long you been doing the YouTube stuff?
So we started, I think it was either December or January of last year. So we're a year and a half in.
Okay.
Yeah. So not that long.
So let's see. What is this? 2024?
24. So we started either December 22 or January 23. I really can't remember.
Okay. So not too much longer. Or not too much longer than us. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had started and lost a channel and then started back up and all that fun stuff.
So what happened there? Did you just...
So, okay. All right. I'm going to throw this out there. I absolutely suck at technology.
Got it.
Like video editing, anything to do with that. And I had my own personal YouTube channel, and I love Pat's channel. So I signed up as a member through my personal one through Pat's. And I was like, all right, there's got to be a way to transfer that membership over without having to stop it, cancel it, and start over. That way I didn't lose my months or whatever you want to call it. Hindsight, I should have just freaking done that.
Yeah.
Well, I went to move it over, and it was a perfect storm of chaos.
Yeah.
Writers in my ear asking me a million questions while I'm trying to read. My brother's blowing me up on the phone, and I click a button, and it says, "Are you sure? Once you do it, there's no turning back."
Right.
Yeah, I want to move this. Boom, channel gone. And I was like, oh, what did I do? I searched for like a week and a half, and there's no getting it back.
Ouch.
Now, for whatever reason, I have that other R&D channel now in my list of profiles. But but it has none of the videos, none of the subscribers, no nothing. It's just a blank channel. So I was able somehow to get it back. But it was also a learning experience. And, kind of like the Phoenix, reborn from your ashes. We started back up the first of the year, this year. And we're going strong. Like we hit a milestone. It just kind of also stunk because we were in a routine. And then we lost that when track and so Ryder, and you talked about little man is in baseball. Ryder goes back and forth between soccer and baseball.
Mm-hmm.
He's in one. He loves it. It's the best thing ever. And then when he's done with that, he's like, oh, I want to try soccer. And oh, this is my favorite. So we kind of go back and forth. And busy time. So we lost that routine of, videos, shorts, lives, all that stuff. So.
No, it can get really difficult when you're in the middle of game schedule and training schedule to plan anything other than that. So there go weeks when we don't post anything. Yeah.
The schedule.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when I became a member of DPM, signing up to Discord was a challenge for me because I've never used Discord. So that was confusing to me. And then I was a member through my personal account. So I canceled that one and became a member through Jackalope Plays.
Okay.
So it only shows that I've been a member of DPM for like 7 months, but like a year before that on my personal account. But yeah, I feel you on the whole YouTube thing and trying to get technology behind you. It's tough.
And so with that, was the YouTube channel your idea? Was it your son's idea? How did that come to fruition?
So he wanted to do YouTube. He wanted to either do a Roblox YouTube account or Pokemon. And I took a look at Roblox. I do not like Roblox. I do not understand Roblox. And I thought, Pokemon, I think I can get behind. I can understand.
There's a lot of things I don't like about Roblox. Kind of we talked about before stream is I'm a little bit protective. And there's some of the things I saw in Roblox where like there's rooms and stuff that aren't kid friendly that they can still get into. And I didn't care for that. So,
right.
Yeah, I think that was a good choice. I think the community loves having you over here anyways.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's I do see the chat. So hi everybody. Hi Kat. My girlfriend's on the chat. So Mandy's my girlfriend. Hi Mandy. Hey Javi. Good to see everybody.
Hi Mandy.
But yeah, it's something that he wanted to do, and then I took a look at Roblox, and similar to you, like there are some security features that I'm not happy with. Grown men or women talking to little kids, I'm not cool with.
And there was one before I even realized that I saw some of the chats that were coming in that were like, I disabled the chat and somehow he got it back. And the way they were talking, I was like, what is going on?
Right.
Yeah.
So I looked at Pokemon. It's like, okay, I think I can do a very a poor man's version of it, and it seems doable. So we can try that. But our first try was for video games on the PlayStation. So the PlayStation itself has a way to live stream directly from the PlayStation platform.
Awesome.
So we tried that, and we got a camera for it, and we tried going live stream. I didn't realize that you can't have just a child on the camera. Our account got like banned really quickly. And so then we learned, okay, I need to be on camera as well, because it's not something that I ever wanted to do, but to support him, of course, I got.
Was that through the PS? Was that through the PlayStation platform?
Yeah, through the PlayStation. Yeah. Awesome. So we tried it there, and the account got banned for a little while because he was on it. So then we learned that, okay, I need to be on camera with him if we ever do something, and then we decided to do that Pokemon focus channel. So our first card opening, if you look at our very first video, I'm kind of just sitting there and he's taking the lead, and I'm very okay with that because I really knew very little about Pokemon.
Yep.
But in the last year and a half, I've learned about the hobby and the community.
What do you let him like direct it? Do you give him ideas? Does he come with you to ideas and say, hey dad, this is kind of what I would like to do? How do you guys navigate what you're doing with your channel?
It's a combination of all of it. So sometimes he'll say, oh, there's a set coming, can we do a pack opening? So of course we got to look at the schedule, see where we're at, and see what we want to do, because one of the things that we're doing less and less of is just like doing the latest set that is getting opened, because it's usually when we release it like 2 or 3 weeks after. Yep. So it's not new anymore. So we try to open stuff that is interesting to us, or sets that we already like. So that's what we do. He'll want to do, he would want to do a lot more live streams that we do. But one of the challenges that I have with live streams is I'm always worried about going on for too long, because I know that his attention's only going to be there for like 45 minutes.
Yep.
Then I don't want to like lead the channel. I think that you do a good job of it. My friend Kyle from Angel's Awesome Adventure does a good job of it. Or Ian, who's probably on right now. They do a really good job, because it's essentially they lead the channel and they lead the discussion, and then the kid pops in from time to time. Yep. But for me, like if he's not into it, he doesn't want to do it, I don't want to be on, just myself, you know? So that's why we don't do live streams as much anymore, because I know that he only has about 45 good minutes of where I can get his attention. And that's awesome. That's the primary reason. Yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah. I understand that wholeheartedly. It's twofold for me when it comes to the channel. It's his channel, but then also it's my way, like we were talking, it's kind of my way of like coping with missing him. So like, you know, when we were sitting there texting this morning, like, hey, would this be a good day? Absolutely. Because I'm feeding into something that we love to do. Yeah. Kind of gets my mind off of him. As bad as that sounds, I don't mean it to sound like that. Helps distract me from him not being here, I guess is the way I should put it. And still get to like connect to the community. Like I think that was my biggest takeaway from Card Party, is just how many amazing people there are in this community. From the top streamers down to the little nobodies like us. Like it was just absolutely awesome.
And that's one of the big things for me with Card Party, is it feels like a very welcoming community. Like being able to just walk by and like, hey, I recognize you from the channel, and just saying hi to each other. Like you and I, we were waiting in line. You just came up and said hello, because we've seen each other and never met.
Yes. When it was weird, like calling everybody by their handle names. Like, hey, there's Jackalope, but
what's your real name? Yeah.
Yes. So that's kind of like what was the community feedback. So my son started slowly getting into it, and he was bringing cards home, and I'm like, that's cool, buddy. That's cool. And like I collected when I was his age, and then stopped because sports kind of took over, and then girls, and then life, and then kind of never really came back around to the hobby until he got into it. And then we hosted in Ohio the NAICs in 2023. And it was a 3-day weekend. I was like, I get him Sunday. Let me talk to his mom and see if maybe I can surprise him up there. So took him up there, and I was overwhelmed with how many people were there. And, I'm trying to make sure that I'm putting him in a position where he's not getting, for lack of a better term, screwed over in some of his trades and stuff. Because that was his big thing is, Dad, look at these cards. I want to try to trade somebody. And he had built up some money as well. So he went to go make some trades. And I think there was one he kind of got taken advantage on because I didn't know about the TCG Player app, websites, nothing like that. And then there was just a couple of guys who saw him holding his binder off to the side, just looking for trades. And they're like, come here, buddy. And they waved him over, and they just gave him cards. Like, hey, what's your favorite Pokemon? Just gave him some cards. Yeah. And like that was dumbfounding to me. Like, I don't know what cards are worth, but still, like, somebody's just giving you something. And that is crazy as it sounds. That's the norm in the community. Because people are just giving stuff away to help others in some form or fashion, which is just mind-blowing in today's world, just how rare that is. But it was all, and that's all you saw left and right at Cardboard. For example, for those that haven't seen, I know Kat dropped the link. You guys need to check out this video that Jackalope did. I watched it again today while I was getting ready, and it just about had me in tears. But they gave us a baby shiny from Paldean Fates binder for a challenge that they did. But definitely go check it out. There were some good stuff, which today our goal has been, this has been our next set to try to finish, and our goal is to get this completed on our own. So, speaking of, I went into our card shop and they had the Charmander, but it was Japanese. I was like,
Yeah,
"Man, that's cheap. I can't do it." Let's get this
no,
real quick.
when Jack started getting Pokemon cards maybe 2 years prior to us starting the channel. He's 9 now, so he started when he was.
Is he 9?
Oh, he's 9. He's turning 10 soon, but he's just 9.
Javi, there you go. He's a big boy. Ryder's almost 9.
Oh yeah, he's tall.
Wow.
So he started getting into Pokemon cards, and I bought him. I know it was a couple of ETBs. I can't tell you which set it was because it was before I knew Pokemon. But I bought him a couple of ETBs, and he got some hits. But then he took them to school and came back with really shiny Pokemon cards that turned out to be fake cards. Now, he was really happy with those trades, but what upset him is that he then tried to trade those cards with other people, and they said, no, I don't want that because they're fake. So it wasn't the fact that he got tricked. It was more that his cards were valueless. They were nothing. So then I said, okay, I gotta learn more about this so that he doesn't get scammed as much.
We had to have those conversations because I told him same exact. I was like, listen, I know you want to take your cards to school. I know you want to show your friends. I was like, but I don't want you to have somebody out of spite damage them.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who doesn't know or you don't know trade, and then somebody get an unfair trade, and then we, have to try to track it down and all that stuff. Yeah. We'll do it where it's a safe setting for everybody.
Exactly.
But
so that's awesome. One of my first experiences with Pokemon and having to open them just so that I could learn more about it and be able to do it with him, because I'm probably a little older than you. So I'm older than most of the
I'm 36.
What's that?
I'm 36.
I'm 42.
Are you really?
I am.
I wouldn't have guessed that, man.
So I'm 42. Pokemon came out in 99. I was a senior in high school, so it would have been very uncool for me.
You're right around my brother's age then.
Yeah, a senior in high school to be starting in Pokemon. So I was never into Pokemon until 2-3 years ago when I started opening with Jack.
That's awesome. Yeah. So with that, what have been some of your favorite moments that you've had with Jack through this journey? Whether that's a pull, whether it's a moment at card party, like what's some of your most memorable ones that stand out for you so far in your journey?
So being able to experience those moments with him, like even before we do a live, we have like little chairs that we prepare so we can both fit on screen. He'll just look up at me and say, I love doing this with you. That's even awesome. Before we go live, there's no camera rolling, just those moments that I have with him, or after a stream or after a video, or after I post a video and he likes it and he says, Dad, that was a really good video. Thank you.
That's
so
awesome.
I love those moments. Moments on camera that I really like are, we did the Guess That Pokemon, and I tricked him once and I did a ditto, and his reaction and then the laughs that we had after, he really liked it. So it looked like a Pikachu, but it was a ditto as a Pikachu. So I said, no, plot twist, it's a ditto, because that's one of the things my girlfriend says.
That's awesome.
And that was one of my favorite moments, and so much so that I got him a ditto Pikachu that he really likes.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cute.
So we have it right here on the desk as a reminder of that moment that we had. So it's those little things that mean for me as a dad the most, and those experiences that he's enjoying it. And every single time I ask him, are you sure you want to do this? Are you still having fun with it? Because if he's not into it, then I wouldn't do it for sure.
So I was going to ask, if he gets to that point he doesn't want to do it anymore, are you going to just stop the channel, or are you going to try to find a way to do it for you, rebrand it? How would you handle that?
If he doesn't want to do Pokemon for his channel, then we would try to pivot to whatever it is he wants to do.
Okay.
Because I think he's going to remain interested in YouTube.
Yes.
He wants to do probably more gaming stuff moving forward. So we would probably try that on the side, and I would talk to him realistically about like the business and how important it would be to do a complete shift in the channel itself, like a rebranding. Having those conversations with him so that he understands what it means, that you can't just have a channel that does Pokemon or TCG, and then like random things after the side that wouldn't be good. So if you want to try gaming, if you want to try Roblox, then we have a secondary or a third channel, but then the amount of work that would be. So for now, he still wants to do Pokemon, which is great. And if there ever comes a day when he wants to do something else, then he would definitely dictate what that is.
It's going to be Biggie U Plays instead.
I don't think that I would do it. That's the thing.
But, you know, I will say, kind of like with Ian, you do have your channel branded in a way that it wouldn't be that hard to start a transition of that. You know, with being Jackalope Plays, it's not Jackalope Pokemon or, you know, anything like ours, for example, where you have that ability without having to brand a whole nother channel and stuff.
And we had that conversation before we started the channel. So I told him, if we do Pokey something, it just means that you're stuck with Pokemon. If you do Jackalope Plays, you can rebrand it later on where you play other things. So we did have that conversation. That's why we chose this one, to give him the liberty later on to make that shift if he wants to.
It makes sense. That was one of the things. So I don't know about you. So when he first came up to me and wanted to do YouTube, I was like, buddy, we're not YouTubers. Like that's some people. That's not and mainly because I was so like camera shy, embarrassed, like low self-confidence, whatever you want to call it. And then I just sat there and I was like, you know, that's not fair to him for me to say no because of my feelings when it's something that he wants to do. That's blocking him from growth and learning. He needs to figure that out. Like if we do it and he doesn't like it, great. But I can't just be like, hey, no, don't do it. But I still struggle. Like we have a video coming out tomorrow that I recorded, and I was pumped to record the video for us. I did no face shots of me. It was just it was all him. That was my focus. For more, you know, not just the video, but you know, he's always my focus, especially in crowded areas. I try to make sure he's safe, not slipping out of my eye. But yeah, I was talking to a guy who's helped me edit it, and he was like, "Dude, like, you need to put the camera on you." And I was like, "I can't. Like, that's not me. I like to be behind the camera. Like, let me do that."
I'm the same way. Absolutely. No, and there's a couple of people in the chat. So thank you, Mandy, for the nice words. Mandy's really good on camera. So she's a social media influencer as a side job.
Awesome.
She's really good. Pokey Hobby's another person that's really good.
Yes.
He's really charismatic. He's really good on camera.
Yes.
And I feel like Kat is in our category. We're like reluctant to be on camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great chatters. Just don't put the camera right there.
Exactly.
Like, I always like sitting here counting down. I was like, all right, it's 4:00, and I was waiting on my food to get here because I like ran out of time. I was like, well,
what'd you have?
I had some Jimmy John's sub.
Nice.
So, you know, they did their freaky fast delivery, which was like 40 minutes. I'm like, what kind of fast delivery are we talking about here? But I'm sitting there and I'm eating, and I'm like, butterflies start turning, and I get the lump in my throat. I'm like, I'm just talking. What is going on? Yeah. It's like that standing up in front of the class presenting kind of thing.
No, absolutely.
It always makes me a little nervous.
I do presentations as part of my job. So I'm an administrator at community college. So I make presentations in front of staff and all that all the time. I've been doing this job since 2017. I've been an administrator since 2015. I still get nervous. So I don't feel like that's ever going to leave.
No.
You're being comfortable being the focus of the attention, but Jack is the opposite. He likes the attention. He's
such a sweet kid.
Thank you.
He is, like, you've done an amazing job. He is such a sweet boy.
Thank you. No, so I've never been that way, and I'm comfortable with that. But I also don't want to hold him back. Like, if he wants to do that, I'm going to support him. And because of that, I'm on camera, and that's why I'm here with you. You asked me, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll do it. To me, this doesn't make me nervous for some reason, because it feels like a conversation. We're both sharing the stage in one way or another, so I'm very comfortable that way.
And I think I like this more of a, like, I feel like this is okay for me because I'm just hanging out. I'm hanging out with a friend, with one of the guys, with somebody who's in the same commonality as me. So I think it's easier, if you start getting me on a stage like Card Party and you start talking to I'm gonna probably word vomit beyond belief.
No, absolutely.
But so you said the Ditto and stuff. Has there been any cards that he has pulled where you were like,
So
just
we
kind of
were
took you back and
we were doing a Instagram live with Mandy and her son.
okay.
And we were doing a pack battle with 151. And Jack pulled the Charizard SIR on that Instagram live. I was like, oh, okay, that's really cool. We pulled that card a couple of times, but being able to do it on the Instagram live was cool. He's pulled some of the SIRs from the recent sets, but I feel like that one was important. They were doing a pack battle, and of course, you win immediately with the Charizard. So,
100%.
we haven't pulled a lot of vintage. I think he would like to open up some vintage.
I'm struggling with that right now. So I think through summer, my goal is for us to do a lot more. What that means, I'm not sure. Like if it's once every couple weeks, once a week, a couple times, whatever that might be, whatever that might look like. I want to get us more into the flow because my goal would be to hit 1K before the end of the year. You know, before we lost the channel, the goal was 1K by card party. I thought that would be fun, but between the spring and losing that time and everything, I was like, all right, well, how do we want to reevaluate? With cross country coaching, it is a lot easier for me to work around that schedule. Stuff now we do have to add jiu-jitsu and soccer into that, so it does take some time, but I think it's still doable. Whether it's like a Sunday morning cards and coffee, whether it's a pre-made video on a weekend we do have available. One thing we might sample, and I don't know if it'll be next week or if it will have to be in August. The one of the videos we had done, somebody's been helping me recently from our area and who's on YouTube and Instagram and everything, is the Card Father TCG. I gave the pack I gave you. That awesome guy Gary. He is a vendor, and Ryder and I went down. He was helping us with our 151 binder, and Ryder and I went down there. And on our way out, Ryder was like, "Dad, I want to try vending." So Ryder's a hustler, and I want to follow this up with you on how you handle it. But I make Ryder earn his money toward his cards. There's going to be things that I'll buy for us, and then there's things I buy for me for our collection. But if there's something he specifically wants, he has to earn and save his money for that. Now, his big thing has been eliminates. And so his first card, which always still gives me goosebumps, his first card he bought was at NAIC's, and he bought this Rainbow Dragonite, Japanese Dragonite. And I can still remember him getting his money out and his hand shaking. And the guy goes, is this for you? And he goes, yeah, I worked for this card. And it was just an awesome moment. Like,
yeah,
he did that. I didn't get it for him. Nothing. Now my role is whatever he earns, half he is allowed to spend, half he has to save.
Of course.
That way he can, be a little bit conscious of his money. But he said that he wants to vend. So Card Father, Gary, said that he would let us share a booth with him. So that way we don't have a big investment. And Ryder can dabble that way. So like when we went down to where they were at, I think it was last weekend or the weekend before. I can't remember when it was. It was whenever we got back from card party. So last weekend, it was last Saturday. He went right over to Gary's table and started helping people like, hey, what does it need? Looking through cards, trying to help them find stuff. And I'm like, all right, we'll try. So I thought about doing vendor point of view and setting up a Canva for that. And just as a dabble, like, hey, we're diving into this part. And then I started printing. So we printed some card stands that I put R&D prints on it just so it does have a little branding, but you can turn them. And then trying something else we're going to sample. They're not here yet, but we'll see. But that way I can teach them like, hey, you've earned this much money. This is how much we invested. You've earned this much from that. What are you going to pay yourself, and what are you going to reinvest into product for you to sell at the next card show? Have you found the next card show yet? So back to the balance. Next weekend, my girlfriend works, she works this weekend. she's off next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, do we want to go to a card show while she's off? I still wouldn't mind going for a little bit, but I also know, like, hey, we only get so many weeks throughout the summer to enjoy stuff without a busy schedule. So probably ought to go do something there too.
Right. But, no, I think he would be interested in vending. The issue is that I feel like he's interested in video games right now a lot more than trying to vend Pokemon. So there's this YouTube channel called Phoenix Resell, and he did a series. I don't know if you saw Mission Switch.
No.
And he essentially where he finds value in video games that he can resell. So going to like half price books or stuff like that and selling them. And the profit he uses to build his own Switch collection. So that's something that's interested Jack, is being able to earn money towards a collection of some type.
Have you ever watched the Caterpie Chase After the Right? You see, this would be a perfect one for him then. It's called Chase After the Right Price, CATRP. He has 2 channels. They have Chase and then they have the Caterpie crew. Okay. He does same exact thing as Phoenix, but it's for Pokemon.
Okay.
And he has a massive of all the like Nintendo games, the DS, Game Boy, everything, like all the booster bundles, ETBs, one of everything he can get his hands on. And it's all using profits from flips for the it's called the Pokemon Pursuit. And it's awesome. There's some of my favorites.
And I got to show it to him because I think he would like it.
I think he'll love
doing that a couple of times recently. So trying to resell stuff like that to build up his money. Right now he's earning money by doing chores. So like he started mowing the lawn.
That's awesome.
So I'll pay him to mow the lawn. So with that, he's similar to you, saving half, and then he's able to buy anything he wants. But I did, because of he's into Roblox, I told him you cannot buy Roblox. The Robux things that they sell.
Yeah. Yes.
What's it called? Chasing Caterpie.
Ryder's been
the right price and Caterpie. Got it. Caterpie crew. But yeah, so that's how he's earning money. We tell him that he's got to save some. We're gonna make sure that he's learning those good just money management things.
Yeah, Ryder's been on that thing. Like he plays Fortnite, maybe.
So I learned to play Fortnite for Jack. Same thing with Roblox is there's people on voice and like he can only play with me. If he wants to play, he has to play with me.
Yep.
Or with friends that I know.
So that's I guess I will say that's the flip is I'm very like technology restrictive. Especially like from the teaching, coaching side, whatever, and seeing the influence that some of it has, and then seeing the research of what it does to the young kids' brains and stuff if they have too much of it. I'm all for a balance. So like my role is typically, unless there's just he's had a good thing going on, he got something from school, whatever it might be. But however long you want to play, you have to read. Right. So if you want to play for 30 minutes, an hour, you have to read 30 minutes to an hour beforehand. Then we can talk about that. But at his mom's, like he has a cell phone at his mom's. I don't let him have it here. Yeah. Switch there and stuff. We did one night of a Switch play for Pokemon Scarlet, I think is what it was. That was kind of fun. Nice. Yeah. But
luckily we've never struggled with Jack and reading. Reading is probably his favorite thing. So even beyond video games, every day he'll read, and every day before he goes to sleep, he reads. So that's why I've never had to do that trade where you have to do this. Like, no, I know that when it's bedtime, he'll read and then he'll go to sleep.
He used to be more, it was part of our bedtime ritual. I would read to him, and then my girlfriend would read to him, and then it started being like, hey, I'll read a page, you read a page. And through my fault, we kind of fell off of that a little bit. Now I think it's just reading isn't cool sometimes, kind of thing. And I'm like, buddy, you need to understand that that's one of few things nobody can take from you is the knowledge you pick up through reading and everything. Nobody can ever take that from you. Knowledge is power, buddy.
Absolutely. No, thank you, Kat, for being the mod to everybody's channel.
Yes.
We sent Kat some, I think, a couple of 151 ETBs or something as a thank you a while back.
She is amazing. I have her and I were talking not too long ago. We talked, I don't know, it might have been 6-7 months ago about some promo cards to send her. And I suck at mail, man. That's why sometimes I really hate giveaways.
Yeah.
Like I have stuff for Pokey Hefe and his son, and I just suck at getting to the mail.
No, it's a lot to do, like before or after streams or any kind of event that you do. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, just finding the time, like there's no excuse. Like I should run over during my lunch break, but then it's like I get done with lunch at work and I'm like, or I get to lunch at work and it's like, man, I just want to sit down. Like this day has been chaotic already. And then do you really want to deal with the post office?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's almost as bad as a B&B sometimes.
Yeah. No, luckily we live in a small town, so the post office is never awful except for that hour between like 12 and 1. The lunch hour is the worst.
Yep. I think my dog is dreaming, and I think in his dream just ripped butt. But that's funny, Kat. So do you have any, I guess without spoiling it potentially, do you have any big plans coming up for any things with the channel?
So yes, we finally found a way to finish our, probably our biggest video yet, the one that we spent the most money on. So I sent cards to be graded to PSA, CGC, AGS, and Beckett.
Okay.
So I sent cards to every single one of those, and we got them back. And the idea was, hey, let's see who's best for us.
Yeah.
But then as we were about to finish it up, AGS did sent out information about their grading system and how now they have legendary 10s. Because you know how Beckett and CGC have like pristine 10s? Yep. AGS calls it legendary. And I said, okay, that's different because I purposely got a black label Beckett and I have a pristine 10 CGC that I want to show on camera, show people the difference, say we like this over this for this reason, but we didn't have a legendary 10. So like, okay, let's wait until that is out. And none came up on eBay. I reached out to AGS directly and said, unless you're willing to spend a couple thousand, it's very few cards right now that have that label. So you got to wait a little bit of time. And just last week, I found one on eBay and I bought it. So I'm just waiting for it to get here. So I'm hoping to do like a Gonzo gave me the idea of do one of those, like we interrupt this video to say this, give an update. So that's how we're going to do it and finish it. But I'm just waiting for that to come in because I wanted to like show people on camera what those look like and for us to have an honest reaction to what they look like, what those different slabs look like, because we wanted to make a choice for us. So I'm excited to finish that. Besides that, I think I'm excited about trying things where we're going to things or we're attending events. So our neighboring county is doing one of those Comic-Con type things. It'll be super small, Sonoma-Con, that we're going to try to attend. So I'm going to try to see if Jack wants to do like every couple months or so, attend a conference. We don't expect it to be like Card Party, but hopefully we think that him being out there and experiencing those things might be fun for us to do. Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm having like such the Card Party blues that everybody's been talking about. That I even looked up the weekends for New Jersey Collecticon and Atlanta Collecticon. Like,
Yeah.
all right, I could swing those drives, I think, real quick
Right.
for a weekend. I don't know that one of them is the same weekend we talked about vending in August.
Okay.
And it's like, all right, buddy. And that's the week before his birthday. And it's like, how do you want to spend your birthday? You want to go do that? What do you want to do here?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that's.
Well, there's a couple of big cities in the Midwest that you'd figure would do something, like Chicago or even Cleveland.
Yeah.
That might do
I
something.
mean, Columbus is pretty big. And sometimes they have stuff, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of on the Vert and CTR rivalry thing right now. That's kind of fun.
Okay.
And so they're gonna replay their basketball game, so it'd be kind of fun to watch.
Are they really?
Yeah, at New Jersey Collecticon.
Got it.
So I've also never been to Jersey. I've been to Georgia. I've been through Atlanta. Not sure. I think if I was gonna go to one, I'd want to be the Jersey one.
Okay.
But I don't know. There's just so many. The other day I caught myself looking. I was like, all right, there's so many people in the YouTube area in the community from Pokemon that are in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
How expensive would it be? Because I would love to go to Frankensons.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome.
Frankensons is not in San Diego, though. Frankensons is in LA area. It's City of Industry, so it's just outside LA. It's the Ninja Exchange that's in San Diego.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
See?
And I think they're very similar.
But it was still like, I think for two of us, like $400.
Say that again?
I think for the two of us, it was going to be like $400 per ticket to fly out,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Or $300, something like that. And I'm like, I mean, I want to, but like, how bad do I want to?
Right. No, next month, I'm actually going to San Diego for a couple of days for work. So I reached out to some of those San Diego guys and said, hey, would you guys want to hang out on one of the days? So I'm going to let them know what day I have available. So we might meet up at either TC's Rockets, Brad's shop, or Slim's Rips shops. I've done that before where I just show up and we open packs together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I had to do a triple take. That Terry was at Card Party.
Right.
Like, I was like, wait a minute. And I kick myself in the butt now because I wish I would have got him to sign the binder. Mm-hmm. But I looked over and Ryder and I were looking at cards. I was like, Ryder, I think that's Terry from Pat's videos.
You mean Brad?
No, Terry was vending.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was vending in the big hall.
Yeah.
I think it was. And yeah, it threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
But
so I've it's really cool because Shane Slim's Rips is really cool guy.
Okay.
Brad is cool. So the other people that I might meet up with is Gonzo and Ian when I'm
both
there.
Awesome people.
Yeah. So it's just fun to hang out with them and open packs with them.
Yeah. Yes. They've both been instrumental in helping us with some stuff and questions I've had both for streaming and as dad, and what's right and what's what should I be looking out for.
Absolutely. No, but I highly recommend going to Frankensons if you ever get a chance. But it's not San Diego, that's LA.
All right.
But if you get to go, it's an amazing store. I don't know if you saw our video when we went to Frankensons, but
I'm gonna look it up now.
we did it in December, I think.
Okay.
But it was a lot of fun. Jack loved it. I went back a couple of months later because I was down there on a work thing.
Okay.
But it's worth the trip. Yeah.
We have we have a lot of good individual shops, and then this one, it's about a 45 minutes to an hour is where they have about two, like, I don't know if you guys have like the pole barn buildings out there, the big garages full of vendors out there. So it's probably like a 40 by 60 building, sheet metal building. A lot of them use them for like garages around their house here in Ohio, or horse barns, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's on a fairgrounds, and they have like a good amount of tables, but it's not like Card Party style. Like there was probably 4 times as many people at Card Party. And so then I'm like, all right, a Collecticon, I can only imagine how much bigger that is.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I need to find more of that because I'm starting to find some of the local shops. Like the one I went to today, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do a post on it, or a video. I recorded a little bit in there. It was a nice shop, beautiful shop. My buddy is a big Warhammer tabletop game player, and he's the one that told me about this. And they had some neat cards. Definitely, they are a tabletop shop primarily and dabble in the Arcana and stuff, but their prices were so high. Like they were on the high end of everything with like they had some singles, and I was like, hey, do you guys like work on it? And he goes, no. He goes, if you're a member, we offer like some member discounts, or if you're active or retired military, we offer discounts. He goes, but our card prices are our card prices, and we think it's fair because we go off the median off TCG. And I'm like, I get it. He goes, yeah, we try not to do that because we don't want to deal with people grabbing them to turn around and flip them for $1 more on TCG player. I was like, I mean, I get it, but like,
once you sell it, you have no control over what somebody else does with the cards.
If I buy it for 20 and I turn around and sell it at a vendor show for 21, it doesn't matter. So
it's none of your business.
He was nice.
You sold it.
He was nice. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
But then I have the opposite. Like there's one I wish it was closer. There's one where like if I want to go buy a booster box, their prices nobody else can touch.
Okay.
But it's a 45 to an hour drive to get there, and it's like, all right, I'm not going to make that all of the time. And then I love our local card shop that we go to. That's where we host our trade days. Their singles, I mean, I can't beat them. Now their boosters and their ETBs are high. He sells them at MSRP and he doesn't budge.
Right.
But their singles, like I picked up, that was, he'd probably kill me if I pulled him out. We did a CGC grade and he wants to do a video. We started recording a video at Card Party and we had a brief moment there. So he wants to redo it. And so, that one of those was a single I got from them that I bought, and then the other one they gifted to us for hosting trade nights there. It's a Blue Dot Error Vulpix.
Oh, nice.
So I have the Blue Dot, and then I purchased the Black Flame Error Ninetail. So it's kind of like it went from one error to another error in the evolution. So yeah, just not a lot of shows, unfortunately.
No, and we live in a small town, so there's only one card shop that's near us. The next near card shop is 60 miles away.
Are you guys pretty well known in that card shop by you?
Not really, because they don't do a lot of Pokemon things. So they do a lot of the tabletop games that you mentioned, stuff that we're not into. So they don't host Pokemon events. They have a really small selection of Pokemon cards.
Would they let you host?
I think so.
Because that's how my LCS is here. Is he's kind of like he has a great business. It's probably not like ideal business plan or whatever, but he's hospitable to everybody. And he has like an area of the building where it's his domain, and he says, "Listen, this is public domain. Anybody can come in here and do what they want. Just ask that you respect everybody's time, how you act, and everything." And so I asked him, I was like, "Hey, what if we hosted a trade day? Like everybody's driving to Columbus to this other shop, which is an awesome shop. I love Little Roots. I think they were even on Rev's channel at one point for sending him stuff. Love Little Roots, amazing people. But again, now we're talking a 40-minute drive to get there. And so I was like, what if we host? And he goes, you can do anything you want. He goes, I would love it. And I was like, I'd love to bring people in here, not just for Pokemon, but your store in general is like a throwback to my childhood with all the Transformers, Power Rangers. They've got a big Funko collection. Like, so maybe that'd be something you guys could work that area you're at and say, hey, can we host here? And then we started just gathering stuff up for some giveaways.
So Mandy is putting me on blast. Apparently I'm being too humble. And she says that she's called Biggie U's girlfriend.
Biggie U's girlfriend. I love it.
Yeah, but it's something that we haven't given it much thought, but maybe we need to do it. Because I think they would let us
do it quarterly.
Yeah.
We do it quarterly. Like I know some will have like a weekly trade night or a monthly trade night. And I was like, if we're going to do stuff, we're going to do giveaways. Like Little Roots does ETB giveaways, which is awesome. They hand out a raffle ticket, and whoever wins, they do one at like 2 hours in and one at 4 hours into the evening. That way they can kind of break it up.
Nice.
Where we started some binders, some graded cards, play mats, like sticker bundles, some packs, and we just the shop would donate some packs for us to be able to do it. And it's that way I did the same thing. I gave a raffle ticket, but that way we can get so many people more involved.
Yeah.
Which kind of I guess is a participation aspect of it, but like ours is filled with little kids, and so the fact that they can get in there and get some prizes and stuff, and like one of them goes, "This is my first graded card I've ever got," and it was like a basic starter, like Caterpie or something. Like that's not what it was, but it was like nothing crazy.
Right. Yeah,
but just to see those reactions, it's so worth it.
Totally,
it's worth it. And
so,
you might
and
build
Andy's
up
putting me on blast, so maybe we need to do it.
What my dad has always told me and what I've now passed down to my son is the answer is always no unless you ask. The worst they could say is no, which now you're right in the same place that you are now.
True.
Which then, okay, is there any churches that would let you host it? Any libraries that would let you host it? There's always ability. And I think now you're growing that community there and growing your reputation.
Absolutely.
If you tell, I always ask them like, hey guys, do you care if I stream? Nope, you do whatever you want to do. So they let us stream. We have fun with it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I promise, and I promise Mandy that we'll do it in the next quarter. Next 3 months, we will absolutely do it.
Let me know.
Okay.
So you're Northern California?
Northern California.
Are you up by the redwoods?
Yes. So we have redwoods in our community. We are in Mendocino County.
So jealous.
It's a 2-hour drive to San Francisco. So the nearest town north is Eureka, and Eureka is almost to the border of Oregon. So we are
okay.
All along the coast north of San Francisco. You get redwoods. So luckily through our
area, I was talking to. I work for an insurance company, and I was talking to one of our agents about it. And they were in California, and I was talking to them about it. They were like, listen, don't go to Redwood National Forest. It's beautiful, but it's crazy. They said that there's a park up north that has bigger trees, and it's not as touristy. I have it wrote down in a book somewhere, but my girlfriend loves California. And so she's been asking about going out there, and I'm like, go.
If you guys come up, let us know.
I definitely will. Will. Now that might be. See, that's a cool
beautiful
thing.
It's there's the drive up north. It's one of those picturesque drives that you would picture, like driving through vineyards, through the redwoods. It's just beautiful once. And then if you take a drive to the coast, you drive through the redwoods, and then you get to the ocean. It's beautiful.
All right, so what are some of the airports up in your area?
The closest airport is Santa Rosa Airport.
Did you say Santa Rosa?
Santa Rosa. So it'll be more expensive than flying into Oakland or San Francisco, but you're closer to us.
All right,
see, and Pokehavi's in Sacramento. Sacramento is about 2.5 hours from us, but Sacramento's inland. So it's definitely no redwoods over in Sacramento.
Let's see. This is my. What is this? Today's the 29th. So that would be just for giggles and kicks. Let's look at 2 weeks.
How expensive it would be?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have a perk of working for a big insurance company. We have a specific perks at work.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Website where that we get discounts on stuff. So that's why we didn't stay at Card Party is we stayed like literally 10 minutes down the road, and I could take the back way up and not have to hit any of the toll roads.
Yeah.
All right, let me let me change those dates. Holy moly!
Oh, it'll be expensive, and there's a small number of direct flights. That's a thing.
Another one that somebody told me about the other day to check for flights.
Check Sacramento too. Sacramento wouldn't be too far.
If you guys are, it's Bravo Fly.
Oh, I don't know.
BravoFly.com has super discounts.
Brian is saying you should fly into Vegas.
All right, so how far of a drive is that for you from Vegas to where you're at?
For us, maybe 13 hours.
To get to Vegas?
Oh yeah. So you got to remember California through Central Valley. On the east of Central Valley is the Sierra Nevada mountains. So you can't go through the mountains. You have to go around. So I'd have to go basically Reno and then south from Reno to Vegas.
Dang.
Yeah. It's a long drive.
All right. Where did you say the other airport, San Fran?
Either San Francisco or Oakland.
Which one's closer?
Same distance.
Okay. Let's check San Fran first. So the one you told me, the first one, 1,064 for a Thursday to Sunday.
Doesn't surprise me. Our flights to Card Party were from Santa Rosa, and I think they were 400 something a piece. Yeah, so they're expensive.
Okay, to San Francisco though, 343.
Okay.
Let's check
so from there. It would still be a drive. So, who was it in the chat that said Muir Woods by San Francisco? It has redwoods. It'd be beautiful. And they're right. But Muir Woods is super touristy. Last time I checked, I think you needed a reservation to go in there.
So Brian is one of my good friends. He's one of my he's my old neighbor. We're still really good buddies.
Okay, good.
He was, when I was texting you earlier, he was here. I was cleaning up. So we're hosting for the 4th of July on the 2nd is where our community 4th of July get together.
Got it.
Let me see here.
So Muir Woods would be totally worth the trip to see because you get to walk amongst the redwoods. But because it's so congested, they do provide like time frames when you can go.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oakland is 358.
Okay.
So still not bad. So looking roughly $600-700 for the two of us.
Do you have Southwest that flies out of Columbus?
So with our perks, it's just whoever. So with Oakland, with Columbus to Oakland, that 358 flight was through Spirit. If I go back to San Fran, I think it was American.
Okay.
Now I could still have the ability to do. Sorry, it's loading again because I did San Fran to see what that one was. I can have the ability to do some of the other ones, but then like when you do like from Spirit to American, there's a jump. From American to like Delta, there's a jump, and then Southwest. So yeah, San Fran is American Airlines, and that's 343. I can fly Delta out with American back. That's 346.
Okay. And
then there's Frontier. So yeah, I mean we have some options, but it's still right around $350, $400.
Yeah,
minimum. So, which I've only flown.
And then it's a couple hour drive. So from San Francisco, you'd have a 4.5 hour drive probably to the Redwood National Forest.
Would it be just as easy to fly into like Washington?
It might be easy. The easiest airport would probably be Eureka. I've never flown into that airport though. Eureka Airport. It'd probably be just as small as like the Santa Rosa Airport. So the price might be like $1,000.
I guess that wouldn't be Washington. What would that be? Oregon?
No, that would be Oregon.
I was just thinking distance wise, would it be just as close as flying in?
Yeah, that part of California is not heavily populated, and neither is the southern part of Oregon. So there's a big area there. You don't have a lot of population. You don't have a lot of big cities.
Gotcha. So now that I digress a little bit, what are you guys going to try to go to both card parties next year?
Probably not.
For you?
So here's the thing. Jack is still in Florida because his grandma from his mom's side lives out there. So she lives close to Tampa, so between Tampa and Orlando.
Okay.
So if he goes to card party next year in Tampa, his mom might take him. So if she does, then he gets to go to that card party. But I'm going to shoot for the Pacific Northwest since it'll be the one closest to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, so mine is mainly on schedule.
And
I really wish they would have flipped it because I think Pacific Northwest in June would have been better, and Florida in October would have been better temperature wise for both locations. I would, to me, I think in October it might be pretty rainy out there if I had to guess in Pacific.
Probably.
And or maybe snow, depending on
I don't know if it would. I don't know if they'd have snow yet, but definitely some rain.
So for the ease of schedule, June is easier for us because we're not coaching.
Right.
He might be in sports, but we might be able to get a reprieve. And if we do it, I think it would just be like the Thursday through Sunday this time instead of a full week, or maybe even Friday through Sunday instead of the full week. This time as compared to this past one we went to, I definitely don't think we're going to do both because the beginning of October, and this is assuming I'm still coaching, he's in school and I'm still coaching. And so we have meets those weekends and he has school commitments if he's not in sports, at that point as well. And so that one, I would love to do both, but it also creates its own set of issues trying to do that.
Exactly. And they're expensive. The other thing is those things are mightily expensive.
Yeah, it was. And, we did it as discounted as possible and it still didn't, still pricey.
Yeah.
Still very pricey. And so, there's that. And, it's one of those, hey, buddy, I want to do it, but we got to keep it within reason.
Well, and that's another thing about coming into this hobby is it's an expensive hobby. Like opening packs regularly is really pricey. But then we started last year of wanting to complete sets. That's really expensive too. It's like, oh my God, I didn't realize how difficult it is to complete sets just by opening packs. And then once you tally it up, it's pricey, it's expensive. So I think we're in the mindset now that let's be more choosy about what we are doing and more selective of the things we're collecting so that it's not just a free-for-all. Because I think if it was up to him, he would just want to open packs all day.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
That's exactly how my son is.
Yeah.
He, Dad, can we buy this? Dad, can we buy that? And sometimes I indulge because it is fun opening packs with him. Like we do a little ritual, we do our little pack battles, and sometimes I try to surprise him with it. And sometimes I feel guilty opening up packs without him, to be honest. But then it's also like kind of like my way of like, I don't know, having him here without him being here, I guess, so to speak. But you're so goofy. Sorry, the dog woke up. And so he, so when we started, same thing. We did Paldea Evolve, which is why I found, where's that? Right there. That was my goal purchase for Card Party, was to find a booster box of Paldea because nobody up here has them. Found two. One was 145, one was 110. And I was sitting there talking to a guy, and they were literally side by side, and I was like, ooh. So the lady 145, and I was like, man, it's so expensive. Like, okay, let me think about it. And then walked down the next booth, and he had it sitting in the glass case, and I was like, would you take 100? He goes, I got to stick to 110. I was like, all right, I'm not going to complain. I'll take it. And the answer is just no if I don't ask. So I ended up buying that, got a case at Big League Cards while we were down there. Awesome little shop down in Orlando area. And got a case so I bring it home and make sure it was, stayed safe. So, nice. And then after that, we actually, our first time opening Paldea was we won a giveaway from Team Pocket. And it was a Slaw King slab, which is right there, and then a Paldean booster box. And he pulled the freaking Magikarp out of that. We have 3 Magikarps now, 2 of which he pulled, one I bought. And
you gonna get those graded?
So one is graded.
Okay.
It's a 9, which I thought about. Maybe breaking it and regrading it because it's honestly fairly good centering on it. It's a clean card. Now, the one that we have in the binder for our master set, I think I might send it in. And then the one I bought, it might get a 9. It's pretty off-centered though.
Okay.
So that's where I'm like, is it worth the investment for the 9, knowing I'm maybe going to get a 9
Right.
and not going to get the 10? There's a big difference between the 10 and the 9. And so, it's like one of those, do I just keep it raw and let somebody flip it raw? Because I got a good deal on it. Because my goal was to grade it. But then once I saw it, I was like, that's not going to be 10 worthy, but, can it be flip worthy? We're talking about reinvesting in for the vendor stuff. The one I'm worried about with the one in the master set is I can't tell if there's whitening on the edges or not. Again, now we're looking at maybe a 9, 8. Where are we looking at? So we did master set Paldea. We master set Obsidian Flames.
Okay.
And then we start in. It's like, dude, these are coming out every couple months. Like, and at Card Party, so many people are going through the bulk and doing their commons and uncommon reverses and stuff through. And I'm like, that's such a smart idea. Like, why did I not think about that? But so we master set 2, and I'm like, we're working on 151, but I'm okay if we don't master set another. Yeah. I think those 2 were special because Paldea was our first one into the hobby. Yeah. And he'd saved his money up all summer long. We went on vacation last August. We left on a Thursday, and Obsidian Flames opened up on a Friday is when it made its debut or whatever was released. And we found a place down in Myrtle Beach when we were on vacation. I've not seen another person have the same price on stuff like they do. Like, I'm talking like $90 for a booster box of branders, like crazy. And so, like, we went through probably 2 booster boxes and like 4 ETBs and stuff that he bought while we were down there. Because he just saved, he had like $500 saved up from his lemonade stand.
Wow.
And so those are the 2 and he pulled all the Charizards except for 1. I pulled the regular EX. He pulled the other 3.
Wow.
So that one was pretty fun, but we don't really have too many emotions tied into him now. Yeah. Now, I think the next set's supposed to come out again around his birthday, so I could see that being a thing, but we'll see. I'm okay if we. I'm okay if we don't. Let me put it that way.
The last one where I feel like we wanted to complete the set was 151. Because then after 151, it was it Temporal Forces?
Yes.
And then there's Paldean Fates, and now Twilight Masquerade. Like, those 3 sets, we haven't been wanting to do the whole thing, except for that Paldean Fates Baby Shiny challenge that we wanted to do.
Which I didn't realize, like, I know it's such a massive set.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was, like, that many, because I've heard other people talk about doing a Baby Shiny master set. One of the guys at our local card shop did one. But, like, holy moly, man, that is a massive set of cards.
No, so that's why we haven't been into completing the sets of the last 3 sets. And I don't think they have already 2 lined up back to back.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that we can do everything. And it takes a lot of time to do that. So
I think 2 back to back, and then they just released the arts for the EV special one for like their whatever their holiday set.
Yeah.
Like, holy moly.
Right.
Like, I understand from a business model, like, it's clearly working because people are buying and buying and buying, and like, it's not stopping. But then it also, like, would it be better if they did have, like, instead of every 2 months, like, what if you stretched it to 4? Because then you're going to leave people chomping at the bit. Like, hey, when is that next set coming out? And you're going to allow them, 1, to spend more money on the one that they're at now, and then 2, save money for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't work for Pokemon. They don't listen to me.
No, but that's why I feel like the last set that we've completed and that we've wanted to complete was 151.
Yes.
None of the last 3 we wanted to complete.
I think I might actually end up streaming in the morning. We have a 151 binder. We just got all the commons in reverse. I might just do like a coffee and cards binder love thing.
Nice.
We'll see. It depends on how early I wake up and if the dog lets me sleep in or not.
I have 2 and they never let me sleep in.
Give us a chance to collect before throwing it. Well, Mandy, you might have been reading my mind because I was just going to ask Jackalope, Biggie U, if he would want to do a binder challenge with me and Ryder versus him and Jack.
Tell me more. What do you have in mind?
So we have some fun. We've done it with a few others. Kind of like our version of, I don't know if you watch Shiny Bird or not. He does a budget binder series, you know, and I've had some fun with it with some others. Is, you know, we pick an amount, 20, 30, $40, whatever it might be, and then, you know, maybe we can do it different ways. We could say we each get a binder, so Ryder and I and you and Jack, or we can say each team gets one binder with that amount of money. And then we leave it up to everybody to vote who got the, you know, the best binder for the budget.
We'd be down for that.
It's kind of like a throw to Gonzo of collect how you want to collect.
Yeah.
You know, the way I've done it, you know, I'm not sure if I'll continue to do it that way or not, but the way I've done it is I always pick cards that remind me of streamers in the community. So I'll find a card that reminds me of that person we enjoy watching. Yeah. We've done it to where we just do a mix of that, or, hey, you know, this is a pretty neat card for only $1, and here's like some of the ones you can get for on a budget.
Yeah.
Things like that. So, you know, I know we're on each other sides of the country, but we could always throw a video together for ours, and you could throw a video together for yours, and kind of release them on the same day. And
I'd be down for that.
Community vote.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And if we set a budget on it, we can like be choosy about the cards that we want in there, because there's some really budget alt arts.
Yes.
That would be worth it to look into.
Yeah.
So okay, we'd be down.
You know, is it trainers? Are you going for full arts? Are you going for specific Pokemon that you like? Are you trying to appeal to you or others? You know,
I usually don't have the attraction towards like full art trainers. I know that some people love the trainers. Yep. I'm not a big fan of the trainers. I like the Pokemon. I just
started collecting some.
You did?
I did not a ton. It's mainly, I found one actually at our local card shop. It just kind of caught my eye, and then I realized, you know, we had a bunch of extras that we pulled or maybe got in on trade, but it just kind of happened because I was kind of not a big, honestly, kind of like with you, I was not a big trainer fan. Well, maybe. What did I do with them? Oh, here's, so I took some of them out, but I've got, let's see, that page. Mm-hmm. You know, we have an extra copy of the Iona. But
see, there's a couple of trainers that I like. I like that Gita card. That's a cool looking card.
So I like, these two are the gold ones, Misty and Brock. I like those ones. Those are the ones that kind of got me. And then we got a couple rainbows, the Paldean, and then I honestly, what really did it for me was Professor Metry sent me a gifted card after I made him some slab stands, and it's the Friends in Sinnoh.
Yeah, cool.
From Crown Zenith, and it was just kind of neat. You know, kind of just remind me of people from the community coming together and hanging out. You know, kind of like Card Party itself. He sent us these as a thank you because he kept asking me how much I wanted for the stands, and I struggle with that stuff. Even with the idea of us selling them at vending, I still struggle with that idea.
So you have your own 3D printer?
I do. It's actually right there.
Oh, cool. Nice. I don't know if you saw my post on Instagram, and I'm really happy with the gift I got for Father's Day from my girlfriend. Right there.
Yes, I saw the Pokeball. Yes. Yeah.
So she got me that.
I made one. It's not like that, but I made one, and we gifted it to Team Pocket when we sent him that Pikachu card.
Oh, that's right. I saw that.
So we did a Team Rocket Ball is what we printed. I wish I had more time because like it didn't turn out how I wanted it to, but it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But I'm still I'm a noob. I'm a huge noob when it comes to it. There's still some things I struggle with, but thankfully our jiu-jitsu coach is a brilliant engineer and has his PhD. He's the one that he gifted that to me for my birthday. Oh, cool. And so anytime I have questions, hey, Brandon, I need your help, man. What's going on? So it's been pretty fun. So let me see here. I had a couple. What are some of the teachable moments that stick out to you that you've had with your son through the hobby?
I think you saw the video of one of them, like talking through that one of not being able to complete a challenge. For me, it was a teachable moment for me as a dad. So this card party was a very important, I feel, experience for both of us. For me, on my end, was having the mindset of I'm a dad and I want my son to enjoy the experience. But then I also know that he wants to create content for the channel. And there has to be a really fine balance of how much content you prepare in advance. So we started with the idea, let's try to do all of Paldean Fates that weekend. So I talked to him. I said, it's so many cards and it's going to be essentially involve most of the weekend probably because we'd have to either open so many packs or spend a considerable amount of time at Bulk Alley and then trading. So basically we wouldn't get to enjoy Card Party, just trying to create this video and complete the challenge. So I said, why don't we pare it down to just the shinies and let's only do that for one day. So instead of like all weekend, let's try to work on this. Like, no, let's pare it down. And even that was a lot. So I felt like he was overwhelmed. I felt like there were moments where he was not enjoying himself as much. So I said, okay, next time, let's not do a challenge because I don't feel like he was quite prepared for it. I don't feel that he handled the pressure as much. But on the flip side, he really enjoyed giving it away. So he liked the experience of being able to make somebody else happy.
Yes.
So it was one of those moments of I didn't succeed at something. So there's the aspect of dealing with not completing a task or not being able to reach a goal. But then the good teachable moment is how do you handle that? How do you turn it into a positive? And the teachable moment there is you're making somebody else happy. Let's focus on the positives. And then if we want to do it again, how do we strategize to be more successful next time?
And don't fear failure. Failure is where you learn. You overcome, you adapt, and you get better. That's a big thing. I think people fear or resent failure way too much in any aspect of life. But yeah, so off camera, how was he afterwards? Because I know outside looking in, it looked like he was almost visibly upset when the timer went off and you guys were putting the cards away.
He was upset before we actually gave it to you. He was very happy after.
Awesome.
So I think it was that moment of I didn't do this. I didn't achieve that goal. But it was a moment where he knew he was making Ryder happy. And seeing how happy Ryder was, I think that changed his perspective on it. I think at the end of the day, he would have rather completed the challenge because it meant that he met his goal and he wanted to like complete that task. But I feel like this was the next best thing of seeing somebody else be happy.
That's awesome. So did you already have a card in mind for if he completed it, or were you giving him a budget too?
So our initial idea was to open a heavy first edition fossil pack. In my head, and I scouted eBay, they were going for about 400 or 450. I said, okay, I think I can make that happen. But then at Card Party, they were selling them for 900. I told Jack, we cannot afford that. We're not going to spend $900 on a pack. And the top card that we can get is worth $250. I talked to him about the money. It doesn't make a lot of sense to spend $900 for where the top card is only $250. I might as well just buy you the top card.
Yeah.
And that would make most sense. So that's why we shifted it to a chase card or something that he wanted that was in the 250 to maybe 400 range.
That's awesome.
And I said that can be the price, because once I started looking at Card Party and the vendor prices, like, no, there's no way that I can justify $900 for a single pack.
Yeah, there was. So I think I talked to Javi about this a little bit before, is we're trying to slowly build for the 1K stream so we can have some stuff to rip. So like I've bought a Raichu, got a great deal, a Raichu Hidden Fates 10 and a collection box of Hidden Fates. We have just pulled out of a Shiny Vert Super Booster God pack. We got a black and white base set now. And then we have a Spanish base set Charizard pack.
Ooh.
But for once, Ryder doesn't want to open it. He's going back and forth.
Okay.
So it's a Charizard pack at that. So I think that's why. I think he's scared to ruin the artwork on the Charizard pack.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, Dad, can we get something else? And so we were looking at like some jungle and fossil and stuff down there. And like we had a transaction for a fossil because they didn't have, if it was marked heavy, light, anything on it, 150, 175 maybe. Okay, let's go ahead and get it. It's a good deal. Let's go ahead and get it. And then it was a guy just helping work the booth. And then the head guy came back as we were doing it. And I was like, hey, do you know if these are heavy or light? And he goes, oh yeah, no, these are light. And I was like, okay. I was like, I can't justify that. If I know it's a light pack, we're not getting a hit. That's $170, 150, 70, whatever was investment into something I know we're not going to get a hit out of that we were specifically looking at for a stream. I can't do that.
Exactly.
So we held off, and then we're going to try to figure out what we want to do. So slowly trying to build some stuff. We might get some recent era stuff to start and then kind of go from new to older.
Yeah.
Got to get there first, but at least trying to build up a little bit as we can.
No, and like unless you know that they're unweighted or heavy, I can't find a really good reason to open a light pack.
Have you looked at Loose Packs stuff, that website? That's where Gonzo got his base set.
I have not.
No. He's got some good stuff on there and honestly decent deals. So there is a guy that popped up on our Facebook marketplace who has a jungle pack from his childhood still sealed. And I've thought about purchasing. He wanted 160. I talked him down to 120 and he was willing to accept it. And I'm like, okay, again, is it worth that if you pull anything out of there? It's going to depend on how good a shape those cards are in.
And I think that's part of the thrill of opening the Pokemon packs where you don't know if you might get a hit or not. Where those light packs, you're not going to get a hit.
Exactly. Well, not only that, it's just I want to know at that end, if I'm starting to pay that much for a pack, I'd like to at least have an idea of whether or not there's going to be a hit.
Exactly.
We're Pokemon on a budget.
Same. I mean, I feel like we buy more than we actually absolutely need, but I can't, for like the financial sense kicks in where spending $100, $200 on a single pack where you're not going to get anything. So I just can't do that.
I can't. I'm hoping so Ryder's with his mom, so I'm hoping he doesn't see this video. So I'm going to show these real quick. Yeah. Knowing that he's not here.
See, for that amount of money, I'd rather buy a couple of booster boxes and open them.
So exactly. So I got these yesterday for the 100% intention to flip them, not open them. What I'm struggling because of the idea of what could be in them, I'm struggling not to rip them open.
Oh yeah.
So I got it. I don't want to say a good deal because it's not MSRP, clearly, and it's each artwork.
But if you got them for under 100, I'd say yes. Even if it's slightly over 100.
I got them at 100 each.
Yeah.
Which gives me anywhere between 30 to whatever per box.
Yep.
I've already had an offer at 150 each.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, how much do I want to sit on them?
Yeah.
But then I'm also like, I need to get rid of them because I'm going to end up ripping them open.
Exactly.
Because then the other part of me is like, if I sell these and somebody rips them and that moon bunny is in there, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry.
But the other way to look at it is your $200 invested in that. If you come back with 300 out of those two, I'd say you did well.
I had the conversation with the guy, and so I might honestly only sell one for us to keep, and maybe rip like for the 1K. Man, can you imagine being that being a hit on the 1K?
Yeah.
But I also met the guy. He's here locally, and had a great conversation with him. He has a Unified Minds ETB, which I don't know if you checked the prices on those.
They're probably 400. Yeah.
He had it, and give me a second because I was just talking to my other buddy about it because I'm like, all right, what do I want to do here? Or maybe I didn't.
The most painful moment opening stuff up was probably when we cracked open our Evolving Skies booster box.
Oh, no.
And we got maybe $20 worth of value in the cards, in the pulls.
See, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, he has a bundle of Unified Minds with Sun and Moon Burning Shadows ETBs.
Wow.
The two of them, he said he'd sell them to me for $350.
Whoa.
Which I wish I could. Financially right now.
Yeah.
I can't. And I don't know too many people that are looking for either one of those right off the get-go.
Yeah.
And so from a vending mind, I would love to be able to have those to have for us to set up and sell. So when I got these, he was like, hey, are you interested in those? I said, I would absolutely love to tell you right now, yes, I want to buy them. Financially, I can't make that commitment right now.
Right.
Now I'm hoping maybe once we do a couple of vending shows, I said, if you still have them, I'll reach out to you. If you have them, I want them. I just can't. And so maybe that might be one where for that deal, I would probably open the Burning Shadows at that point.
Got it.
And then either
even after you sell the other one, you still make up your money.
Exactly, because at that price, that's what the Unified Minds itself is at. When I looked at TCG Player, it was like, and I never even, that is outside of my realm of Pokemon, those sets. So I was like, I don't even know. He sent me the picture and he goes, would you be interested in these? I'm like, and his son, like him and his son started collecting during COVID, and his son kind of fell out of it. And he was like, I'm going to start selling them a little bit. And I'm like, oh man, I would love to say I want those. Let's see here. Unified Minds. I'm looking it up on TCG Player right now. No, maybe I'm not. Thought it was.
How long did it take you to do the Team Pocket Pokeball?
Probably it was a couple days because it has to be printed in parts. And with mine, so with the Creality, it's just one filament. With some of the other ones, you can have like up to 7 or 8 filaments at one time, and that's not mine. So I had to do all those pieces in that one color, take that filament out, reset the new filament, start the next one, take that out. So I ended up having 3 different colors into it. So it took me a couple of days, but it wasn't bad. I don't think I had the bed 100% level where it needed to be. And so it was a little bit off on some of it. And so it really bothered me. And I didn't have the time to go through and like sand some of the spots to get it to sit level. So I ended up using some craft glue and stuff to make sure it was sticking because I was in such a hurry to get him his stuff out for the video.
Right.
Yeah. So the last ETB sold unopened for $352 May 17th.
Wow.
The list median price is $450 for an ETB.
Wow.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. So we'll see. I'd love to, but at some point I feel like we're going to have to do stuff to keep the hobby paying for itself instead of outside expenditures from our normal 9 to 5. So.
No, there's some things that I invest in. Like I know I'm going to hang on to it because I got a good deal and I know it'll go up in value. Like those 3 boxes, those 4 boxes that you see over there. So I got these, the 3 Evolution boxes, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon.
Yep.
I think for just under $100 each.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're going for what, about 150?
And that's
Maybe
kind of
125.
that's kind of where I am at right now with those. Is like, do I hang on to them for a little bit? Do I? Because I feel like at some point they're going to keep going up, because that even through the little I don't want to say the not the depression, but the little economic issues we've had. Is that the Jolteon GX special collection?
Jolteon, yes.
It's 180.
Jolteon VMAX Premium Collection.
Okay, so the Flareon is 115. The Vaporeon is 134.
Okay. So I've probably made about $40-$50 on each, which is not bad.
Jolteon's there's market price is 121. Yeah, so I mean, right now you've made minimum 20, and I think they're probably only going to go up.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And I just got them within the last month, so I was like, okay.
Some of the ones I wish I would have held on to is I initially bought an ETB of 151, one to keep, one to sell, and Javi pushed Ryder into talking me into ripping it.
Thanks, no.
And then honestly, our Best Buy had a really good deal on the binder collections. They were like $20.
Yeah.
Which you say that's a good deal, but it's 3 packs for $20 and you get the poster. So it really probably isn't that great of a deal for 3 packs, but not bad.
No, that 151 Premium Collection that's right there, that's in a case, so I'm not going to open that one. That one's part of our collection because I love that box. I love that box.
Do you TikTok at all?
No.
So I don't either, but I downloaded it because when you download, they give you like a 40% off coupon.
Ooh, okay.
And you can use however you want. So a couple weeks ago, I'm gonna have to look back in there because they'll randomly, TikTok will run their own coupons to get you to go to certain vendors who are selling stuff. A vendor had those UPCs for $69.
Whoa.
So if you're a first time sign up,
yeah,
you would get that plus a 45% off a one-time purchase.
Wow.
You could get that for like $30, $40. Now, I don't post on TikTok. I don't watch anything on TikTok. I literally only go to TikTok for the TikTok shop because that's where I got our EV Korean Heroes and what is that? Blue Sky or whatever they call it in Japan. It's the same thing for Korea, which would be like the Rayquaza. Those two combined bring on the Evo Skies.
I only go on TikTok when Mandy sends me something.
Yes. Yeah. That's exactly how I was. I was anti-TikTok for a long time. And actually, Pokey Hefe Ty is the one that really kind of turned me onto it. And then my girlfriend's a big TikToker, and she kept harping on me about like, well, why don't you have it? And I'm like, I don't really want to. And then I saw those deals. She actually bought us the treasure chest through TikTok shop. And it was like everybody else was selling it for like 50. She got it for like 25. Yeah. 25 or 30. Like it was ridiculous. So yeah, they have some amazing deals. The one I would recommend is it's a Texas shop. They have a circle with the state of Texas stamp on their TikTok shop. They were really good to us. Okay. Really good deals, I thought.
No, Mandy, I had to tell him because I was afraid that you'd put me on blast. I said, I really don't do TikTok. So yes, I only do TikTok when Mandy sends me stuff. And she sent me some stuff that I need to go through and watch.
Oh, dude, my buddy is a big TikTok. My girlfriend loves TikTok. They'll send me stuff and they're like, did you watch it? Nope. If you want me to watch it, text it to me and then I might watch it. But even then, like, I'm just, I'm good.
No, I don't log on to TikTok.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, it's been like an hour and a half, so probably ought to wind down a little bit.
All right, perfect.
Let you have some of your evening.
Sounds good.
Let's hear. So where can everybody find you? Do you have anything rolling out that you're excited to tell people about, or anything you want to hit before we close?
So Jack is on vacation still, like I said. He gets back next week. We're going to record our review and suggestions and feedback for Card Party. So what were our thoughts, our suggestions for improving? Because there's a couple of things that we would have done different or suggested that they do different. So we want to put that out there. And like the the other video that I mentioned about grading companies, so I'm gonna post that within the next month.
Okay.
And then aside from that, we'll see what Jack wants to do, and if he wants to do a live, we might be doing a live. But other than that, we just take it easy, and we don't like to put that much pressure on us to do stuff.
If it comes to fruition, it comes to fruition. So obviously, thanks, Kat. Kat, put your link in here for YouTube. Anywhere else people can catch you at?
Instagram. I feel like I'm most active on Instagram just because that's where I get to message you, Hobby, and everybody else in the community. So
awesome.
I'm most active on Instagram for sure.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate having you on. I appreciate having you on. I appreciate getting to hang out and see you and talk to you in person at Card Party, even through all the chaos and the box break with Javi and the kids.
Yeah,
that was awesome. But yeah, maybe well, you've got my number now. We can get in touch about maybe setting up that binder challenge and see if we can work that in this summer at some point.
Absolutely.
And it can be, we can have it, do it whenever it's convenient, and then we can just debut it whenever it happens. So
we might get Hobby to be the judge, like a blind judge. We prepare a binder for him, each of us, and we can get him to
see. Him and I've talked about that before, and we thought about, but then it'd be like, how could we send it out without him knowing who it's from or anything like that? That's why, when we start doing the distance ones, I'm like, let's just have everybody comment.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. And who was it that might have been Pear Fam or somebody that's done them, and go watch this channel, then come back and watch ours, or maybe Control Out Bob. I can't remember which one it was, but Javi did that. He had Ryder take binders from our binder challenge and go ask people who they thought won. I messed that one up horribly. We got too panicky. We got our butts kicked. Maybe not. Guess you have to watch Javi's video when it comes out.
I guess so.
So awesome. Well, once again, I appreciate you having on. Thanks for everybody hanging out tonight. Like I said, might pop on in the morning and do some stream. If not, we got a video on our channel coming out tomorrow of a binder challenge that Ryder and I did with our Pat binders. It's a pretty good one. I'm a little biased, but pretty good one. We'll definitely need your guys' input on that one as well. So
all right,
be on the lookout for that. Other than that, have a great evening, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
See ya. Take care.
See ya.